Have you ever made a decision that seemed completely harmless at the time, only to realize later how much it changed your life? Today, I want to share a story about Emma, a graphic designer who made what she thought was the safest choice possible and discovered that sometimes the biggest risks hide in plain sight. Emma had always been the careful one, while her friends jumped from job to job, chasing dreams and taking chances. She stayed put at a comfortable marketing agency for 7 years. The work wasn't exciting, but it paid well. Her boss appreciated her. She had predictable hours and good benefits. Why would anyone leave that kind of security? Every Sunday evening, Emma felt that familiar knot in her stomach. Monday was coming. Another week of designing the same types of advertisements, sitting through the same meetings, nodding along to the same conversations. But she told herself, this was what responsible adults did. They found stable jobs and stuck with them. Her portfolio, once filled with creative passion projects, had become a collection of corporate brochures and email templates. When friends asked if she was happy, Emma would smile and say, I'm grateful to have steady work. Grateful but not happy. There's a difference, though she didn't want to admit it. One Tuesday afternoon, Emma's college friend Marco called. He'd just landed funding for a small design studio and wanted Emma to join as a partner. They'd work with nonprofits and small businesses, creating meaningful visual stories. The offer was genuine and exciting. Emma's first reaction, that sounds risky! Marco laughed. Riskier than spending another decade doing work that makes you miserable. The question hit hard, but Emma pushed it aside. She thanked Marco politely and said she needed to think about it. Then she did what she always did. She made a list of all the reasons staying was safer. Health insurance, retirement contributions, predictable income, the devil you know versus the devil you don't. 3 days later, she declined Marco's offer. It didn't feel like a risk. It felt like the smart, sensible choice. After all, she was protecting herself from uncertainty. 6 months passed. Then a year. Emma watched through social media as Marco's studio grew. They won awards. Their work appeared in design magazines. The team looked happy in every photo. Meanwhile, Emma was designing her 14th version of the same product catalog. Then something unexpected happened. The agency announced layoffs. Budget cuts. Emma's department would be After 7 years of loyalty, she received a standard severance package and 2 weeks to clear her desk. Suddenly, the safe choice didn't feel so safe. Sitting in her apartment, surrounded by cardboard boxes from the office, Emma finally understood what Marco had tried to tell her. She hadn't avoided risk by staying. She'd just chosen a different kind of risk. She'd risked her creativity, her growth, her happiness, and ironically, even her financial security. The comfortable choice had been the risky one all along. This realization changed everything. Emma started thinking about risk differently. Real risk isn't just about what might go wrong when you try something new. It's also about what you lose by standing still. Every day she stayed in that unfulfilling job. She'd been gambling with something precious, time she could never get back. Emma reached out to Marco. His offer was no longer available. The partnership position had been filled. But he introduced her to other studios, helped her rebuild her portfolio, and reminded her of the designer she used to be before she'd played it safe. It took time, but Emma eventually found her place, not at a Marco studio, but at a non-profit creating educational materials for underprivileged communities. The pay was less than her old job, but the work filled her with purpose. She was creating again, learning again, growing again. Looking back, Emma realized her biggest mistake wasn't just declining Marco's offer. It was believing that staying comfortable was the same as staying safe. Comfort can be deceiving. It whispers that you're being smart and responsible when really you might be slowly disappearing. Here's what Emma learned, and what I hope you'll take away from this story. Every choice involves risk, even the ones that feel safe. The question isn't whether to take risks, it's which risks are worth taking. Are you risking your dreams to protect your comfort? Are you gambling with your potential to avoid uncertainty? Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is recognize when playing it safe has become the riskiest choice of all. Sometimes staying put requires more courage to change than it does to remain the same. Emma's story reminds us to pay attention to those Sunday evening stomach knots, to the quiet voice asking if we're truly happy, to the opportunities that scare us precisely because they matter. The choice that doesn't feel like a risk might be the biggest risk you'll ever take. What about you? What's the comfortable choice you've been making that might actually be your biggest gamble? Sometimes the question isn't what if I fail, but rather, what if I never try?